What's up, everybody? It's Terminator Juice.
Well, this is really awkward fools.
Because I witnessed a death. A murder.
You fucking kidding me? You fucking kidding me? It's been only a week!
Thank you guys for watching. And stay real.
Ugly motherfucker.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Clocked here, and yeah, thought I'd give a quick channel update. When I first started this channel, I wanted it to be pretty much just a video game diary, something I just wanted to build up, just my catalogue of gaming history. Which is why when I first started off, I would do a lot of videos that involved talking about specific intros into games, specific game worlds, and all these type of things. And I will be continuing those. They're tough projects, and I want to do them a bit better than I first done them. But I do them for fun. And what I wanted to continue to do also with this channel is possibly bring in some top 5s or top 7s, something stupid like that, but they won't be your typical top 5s or top 7s, like top 5 game consoles or top 5 Sega Saturn games or something like that. I'll definitely add an extra spin onto them, and I'll be doing those pretty soon, so I hope you look forward to those. Other content I do as well, I put up my video game soundtracks, so expect those to continue into the future. And of course my general discussions and my hot topics. General discussions are just broad discussions, as you know, about anything that comes to my mind or gets pulled up on the internet. And the hot topics are the ones where I discuss general news that something might happen and I want to really talk about it. But yeah, I enjoy doing my channel, and I'm glad everyone sticks around to continue to chat with me and stuff, because it's even though I do it to get out there on my own thoughts and I can talk about games all day every day, it's great when I do get feedback, and like I said, I'll reply to every single one of you. As you saw from the intro, those were the Juices Loose Boys. We do a podcast every Monday, and it's been absolutely great being part of that crew. Those guys are my boys now, and every Monday I do look forward to the podcast. If I do miss out on the podcast, it's just because of life, pretty much. And to say with my videos, the amount of content that I put out is just life. At the end of the day, I still love to play video games, and the little time that I do get, I have to try to balance things out, and it's difficult, but I'll still continue to try and do 1 or 2 videos a week. In terms of me coming on camera, I thought I'd show myself for the first time. The only reason I haven't is because I did want to get a decent webcam. I'm using my phone right now. It's not the best thing in the world, and I don't have that much room in my house. The stuff that you see around me just now, I got my shelves up there, which are always there in the bookshelf and stuff, but this is my PC corner, and I've just whacked those posters up behind me there. But it's the only place I really have to do videos in the house, and it's in the living room, so I need it to be late, which is why the lighting isn't great. But hopefully these things will improve, and I'll be able to get a better quality videos and stuff. But yeah, so it's just a quick channel update. Thank everyone for sticking around, and show my face, like I said, and also check out the Juices Loose Boys. I mean, I feel like everyone who's subscribed to me knows those guys anyway. They're really, really good boys, and great Nintendo fans, just great gamers in general, and that's important. You can love your own individual companies as much as we do, and I love Nintendo, but it's important as gamers as well that we try to branch out so we get a better understanding of video games in general. So if we do have opinions on certain things, then we come supported with some knowledge. And as for myself, like I've said before, I'm 37 now. I'm going to be 38 this year, and I play games since I was 5 years old, since I first fired up my BBC microbit and my Ataris and Commodores and Spectrums and all that stuff, and I've pretty much owned every single major console out there until modern times, where it's started to slow down a bit, mostly out of certain interest in games, as well as money and time as well. But yeah, I don't want to do just a quick channel update like some people do, just to say that, because I'm not necessarily changing my channel. I will try to always make my content a bit better, but let's just have a general chat anyway. And why not? Let's talk about Nintendo. And when I say let's talk about Nintendo, let's talk about how I feel people are feeling about the Nintendo Switch as it being viewed as a more standard Nintendo console, and that seems to be putting not people off, but certainly making their game choices, the type of platforms that they play their games on, type of controllers that they use, is certainly making them think differently compared to how perhaps they would have thought and during the Wii and DS generations, which you could argue was Nintendo's most creative generation ever. And I love that generation, and it's interesting to see how people have picked up the Nintendo Switch now and are looking at it definitely as more of a standard console, whether that's just using it as a handheld or plugging it into the TV. But even from developers themselves, the use of the Joy-Cons with motion controls, the proper use of HD Rumble, the IR sensors stuff is certainly being pushed to the side a bit more. And I feel that makes the Switch less unique as a game console, and certainly then makes Nintendo feel less Nintendo, if that makes any sense. And the reason why I feel this way is because when we play games like Breath of the Wild, the Mario Odysseys, the Xenoblades, just games like that, it's kind of now reminding me more of the GameCube generation of games, where the games are still phenomenal, the games are still great, but in terms of general control methods and stuff, there's nothing too unique or brand new being used to make it feel different compared to like where we jump from the N64 to the GameCube. When the N64 had the Rumble Pack, it had the analog stick, it had 3D gaming for the first time, and as you know, with Nintendo consoles, they can go through cycles, where the NES was, the revolution, whereas the Super Nintendo was the evolution, extra shoulder pads and all that stuff, N64 revolution again, GameCube just evolution, and so forth. And between the Wii, the Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch, it feels like we're in a strange place at the moment with Nintendo in terms of hardware innovations, because I loved the Wii U, and it'd be interesting how people would have taken to the Nintendo Switch now if the Nintendo Switch could also do two-screen gaming like the Wii U. So let's just say you could still play those games in full, in pausable modes, but there was a button also to switch between two-screen gaming. I mean, you're talking about a lot of programming there and a lot of different facets. But it'd be interesting to see how people would have taken to the Nintendo Switch if it essentially was a better looking Wii U, because why the Nintendo Switch has become more popular is because you can't fully take that console away, but also more importantly because it feels more closer to the current generation of consoles like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One in terms of the types of games that it can receive. And the Wii U was still a generation behind technically in terms of getting the same games as the PlayStation 4 was getting, and so forth. But But yeah, you know, I mean, as for me, it does. You know, I did a video not long ago about the use of the Joy-Cons, and I want to feel that more Nintendo magic again. You know, certainly, but it doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying my Nintendo Switch. You know, I absolutely love it. And as for me, like I said, in terms of playing off screen and stuff, I don't take my console, my Switch, hardly anywhere. If I take it somewhere, maybe once in a blue moon, just to play Smash Bros with my friend in work. But aside from that, it's pretty much just a home console, and I'll play it in bed, I'll play it on the couch, if someone's watching the TV or whatever, just exactly the same pretty much as I've done with my Wii U. So that off-screen gaming is not completely new to me. So in terms of a brand new console wanting to excite me, I do feel like I need more from the Switch in terms of its unique features, and it does have them, and I really want them to be used, you know, a lot more. Otherwise they'll start feeling to me like a PlayStation 4, you know, even though I consider the Switch library in terms of my style of games and exclusives, you know, vastly better than what the PS4 has offered me. I want developers to, at this moment in time, while the Switch is being so successful, I really want developers to try to use motion controls more, try to get motion controls more into people's hands. The unique ideas like the HD rumble, use it in different ways instead of just a general rumble, because, you know, all this stuff is what makes Nintendo games extra exciting. So I suppose what I'm asking you is, do you feel that the Nintendo Switch is more of a standard console to you than a Nintendo console as we began to really know them? And when I mean really know them, I mean in terms of unique, crazy features that was different, completely different from the competition, which is, you know, why I love them even more. And, you know, yes, we got the portable nature of it, and no one else is doing that. This is great. I'm not saying it's not great, because it is, and it still is unique. But at the same time, you are still just playing the game as you would on the TV. You know, it's not like, for example, with the 3DS, that was the most recent Nintendo console where I started feeling that it was getting tired, and this was because the 3DS was between this place where graphically and game design wise, it was between like the N64 and the Wii and the GameCube, and in terms of what it could probably do. And the thing that made the 3DS go that bit longer was its 3D. Now, a lot of people, you know, could, you know, scoff at the 3D, but when it was used correctly in games like A Link Between Worlds, Super Mario 3D World, you know, Kid Icarus, and all these games, the 3D really made those games play differently and view them differently, and that was amazing. But without those 3D effects, you would still have a great console. The 3DS was an amazing platform. It's one of Nintendo's best consoles in my opinion. But at the end of the day, you are still just playing just standard games, standard games in terms of just how you play them with a controller and mechanically and stuff like that. And that's how I feel about the PlayStation 4 and stuff. When I'm playing PlayStation 4 games, I just recently finished Nier Automata, which was a good game. It had a few things that bugged me, some really bad invisible walls and stuff. But at the end of the day, it was still just a regular game. And what the Switch offers you, and I hope, for example, Astral Chain brings. I mean, Astral Chain is looking so good. I hope Platinum, who were great on the Wii, they were great on the Wii U, I hope they incorporate some really unique features, whether it's a little bit of motion control, unique, feel of HD rumble, whatever, scanning amiibos, I don't care. Let's just try to make it different, with that Nintendo feel in terms of what their consoles can give you compared to what the competition can give you. But yeah, like I said, just let me know your thoughts on how you feel about the Nintendo Switch in terms of a Nintendo console, in terms of how it feels compared to previous Nintendo consoles that innovation-wise, both gameplay or input-wise with controllers, how it made you feel when you were playing a console. And yeah, like I said, great to be on camera. I will, like I said, I won't be on camera all the time. I kind of like doing videos where I can have lots of gameplay and stuff. Maybe I'll mix it up, like some YouTube channels where you have gameplay cutting in between and stuff. But yeah, I just thought it'd be good to finally come on. I hope you enjoyed the intro. Like I said, check out the Juices Loose Boys. With a great crew. Great part of the Nintendo community. It's the type of Nintendo community I was searching for before I found like the Game Explain guys and all those types of Nintendo communities, but they were a bit too professional for me. And when I mean professional, I mean PC, very safe, very playing to the rule books, whereas I'm more of a real talk person. I'm just a gamer. I just love playing video games. I love talking about them. I've got a really long history with them, so I just like to bring my mindset into it and give it that way instead of trying to be false in some way or playing to a certain type of market. There's nothing wrong with that. Before you jump on me, I'm mixing all of these type of channels on YouTube. I'm subscribed to many different types of channels. But I'm just talking about the type of content I really prefer, the type of content I like to do. It's more real talk. But yeah, like I said, here I am. And I shall see you again soon. Once again, if you leave any comments, I will reply to every single one of you. Like I always say, I'm that type of content creator as well. I will reply to you. And yeah, thanks for listening. Take care all. Peace.